Okay.
I see you have the heavy saucepans.
They're splendid. They last for years, and already they've practically paid for themselves.
You find electric cooking more economic?
Oh, yes, indeed. By the way, I tried cooking vegetables the way you showed us the other day, and I've been most successful. I never realized you could do them in so little water. Why is that?
That's because, with electricity, the heat is applied just where you want it, at the bottom of the pan, and nowhere else. There's no leak heat to cause too rapid evaporation, and consequently less danger of burning.
I find vegetables cooked like that taste much better.
And they're much better for you. Vegetables are rich in valuable salts, which are essential to health. By this method, you conserve all the goodness, instead of boiling these salts out into the water. Of course, some, like spinach, for instance, can be cooked in their own water, and many can be baked in the oven in a casserole or covered pan with a little butter and a small amount of water. All these modern ways of handling food are made 10 times as easy and sure with electricity, the modern medium of heat for cooking. You can be sure of electric heating because it is constant and is always under control. This fierce controlled heat, with its absence of flame, is, of course, ideal for grilling and makes the boiler griller one of the most useful parts of your cooker. You'll find yourself using the griller much more often now, and you'll be able to economize too by cooking and heating up the top of the plate at the same time.
I've used the griller a lot already. What I like about it is the even heat all over. No fierce heat in patches, as you said at the demonstration.
Exactly. You'll be doing less frying and more grilling, which means less stooping over the fumes from the pan and no fat splashing over the top of the cooker. And remember, grilled food is so much better for you than fried food. You'll remember the top of the griller can be used by itself by slipping in the reflector, which throws all the heat upwards, giving you extra boiling space should you require it. You can cook complete meals and snacks on it easily, quickly, cheaply, and well. Yes, the boiler griller is indeed the housewife's friend. And coming to that, it may well be called the husband's companion, too. Many's the husband to cook his breakfast like this.
I must try and train mine. It won't be difficult.
It's our experience that men like to use an electric cooker.
Well, I do, I can tell you. And the oven's a joy to use. I must admit I was awfully surprised to find how much one could get in it.
Those of us who like to bake our own bread find an electric oven a boon, I can tell you. In an oven your size, you can cook as many as 8 loaves at once, without any trouble at all.
As many as that? Fancy.
Well, try it for yourself sometime. In your oven, too, you'll find the heat is so evenly distributed, which makes for nice, even browning. Yes, it's at everyday jobs like baking, getting the children's meals ready quickly without fuss, cooking appetizing, wholesome meals each day and every day, cooking the Sunday dinner week in and week out, that the electric cooker really shines. It's remarkable how simple the preparation of a big meal like Sunday's is on an electric cooker. And you'll really begin to appreciate your cooker even more when you've had it a year or so, when you find how clean your pots and pans remain, how clean the cooker remains, and how clean your kitchen stays. The preparation of a good-sized meal, like joint with roast potatoes, Yorkshire pudding, and 2 vegetables, and apple pie, is really quite simple and can be divided into 2 straightforward operations. Work. The first operation is put apple pie at the top and the joint and potatoes at the bottom. You can put a cake in the middle if you like. The oven door is closed and the cooker gets on with the job. Next, when the pie is cooked, take it out, put into the hot cupboard, and put the Yorkshire pudding in its place. At the same time, put the vegetables on the boiling plate. The whole dinner will then be ready to come out at the same time.
But tell me, I've never cooked a cake before with a joint. Won't the flavour be affected?
Why, of course not.
Well.
Oh, Mummy, may I have a piece?
Well, as it's a special cake. Is it good?
It tastes lovely.
Well, it should do. Well, run along, darling. I won't have any cake left. You know, I've got a confession to make to you.
What is it?
I thought when I got my cooker I'd have to learn cooking all over again. But I find cooking simplified in every way. Oh, excuse me. I expect that's my neighbour. She was just getting 1 or 2 things for me at the shops.
Here you are, my dear.
Thank you so much.
Here's your change.
Thank you. This lady has very kindly been telling me how to get the best out of my cooker.
Have you got an electric cooker like this one? Rather. I've had mine for years. It's certainly easy to cook with. That's perfectly true. No matter what you cook, leg of lamb, liver and bacon, potatoes, or puddings, butter beans or beef, rhubarb or rissoles. In fact, anything you like. It's also cheap, clean, safe, simple, and quick with an electric cooker. It's cheap because the heat is not haphazard, but controlled. It's safe because it's electric, because there are no flames and no fumes. It's clean because the electric cooker works with the magic of invisible heat, silent, controlled, smokeless heat, clean heat. It's quick when you are boiling because the heat is concentrated at the point where it is wanted, when you are boiling. And quick when baby is waiting for his milk because the heat is more concentrated. And it's simple because, for the first time, women's cooking problems have been studied by 20th century minds and solved in a 20th century fashion. And now, just for a moment, I want to forget this kitchen in which I'm supposed to be and talk right out of the screen to the ladies in my audience. We've been playing the parts of an imaginary housewife, an imaginary neighbor, and an imaginary demonstrator. But the cooker is not imaginary. It's a real one. Little different from those which nearly 1 million housewives in this country have already installed in their homes. The number sold is increasing every year. It is equally popular in small country cottages where electricity nowadays enables country women to enjoy the blessings formerly only enjoyed by those in big cities. In towns where small modern houses, so practical and easy to run, have done much to give the housewife more time for leisure and recreation. And in the largest houses in the land, hundreds of thousands of modern housewives have learnt the electric way to modern and trouble-free cooking.